16 races, contested over thousands of miles, left turns, and turns to the right. The starts and the stops of the many men who have donned the gear and gone into battle in the kart IndyCar wars. Only 10 have what it takes to qualify for the Marlboro Challenge. Such as Michael Andretti, second in the kart points. The younger Andretti has 4 poles and 5 wins and sits on the pole here in the challenge. Al Unser Jr. Little Al sits atop the kart PPG point standings. He has 6 victories, including 4 in a row, a kart first. Junior has dominated the ovals with wins at Milwaukee and Michigan. And Rick Mears, the oval master. He won the kart season opener in Phoenix. His 4 poles are second only to Michael Andretti. Danny Sullivan, Mears' teammate, has sat on the pole 3 times this season. He took the checkered flag on the road course at Cleveland. And he knows this track, having won here in 1988. Emerson Fittipaldi, the 3rd driver in the Penske contingent. He has 2 poles this season, including, of course, the great Indianapolis 500. And Emo is the defending PPG champion. Arie Luyendyk came to the 1990 season winless, but changed all of that in May, starting on the front row and winning the Indianapolis 500. Teo Fabi, the Porsche driver, sat on the pole at the inaugural race in Denver to earn his invitation to the challenge and looks to move up from his starting position in the 4th row. Bobby Rahal, in his first year with Chevrolet Power, has been this season's bridesmaid with 5 second-place finishes. But today, he looks for a victory. Mario Andretti, the veteran of this group. Mario has years of IndyCars under his belt. From him, there is more than one reason to strive for victory. Nazereth, Pennsylvania, is his home. Eddie Cheever, a challenge freshman in his first IndyCar season. He's karts and Indy's Rookie of the Year and the only rookie in this proud field. 10 of the best that IndyCar racing has to offer. As ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. From Nazereth, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania International Raceway, it's the race for the best, the Marlboro Challenge. Hello, I'm Paul Page, and this race is a real braggers' rights event with a great deal of money on the line. For the winner, $250,000. Second place, you drop off another $100,000. It's extremely important to the drivers because there's nothing else at stake except winning. You run just as fast and hard as you can. You try to prove that you are, in fact, the best of the best. But especially at this particular event, we're talking a front row made up of the 2 contenders in the PPG IndyCar World Series points fight, Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr. Now, they battled with one another at Miami in the challenge 2 years ago, and there it was a hard-fought contest, rain throughout most of the race, a wet track, and to show you how close the competition came with just 1 lap to go, Al Unser Jr. into the wall, and Michael Andretti on to the win. Both drivers certainly remember that day. Now, besides the bragging rights of being at the top of the order and the money for the win, there's other money available here today. With an update on that, let's go down trackside with Gary Gerald.
Paul, you talk about financial incentive for a race. This one is loaded. $250,000 goes to the winner. And if the winner happens to come from the front row, Unser or Andretti, there's a $150,000 bonus for either man because they've already won this year. Event sponsored by Marlboro. Now, keep in mind, these are the only 2 alive in the regular season points chase, sponsored by PPG, that resumes tomorrow with a 200-miler here and then in 2 weeks at Laguna Seca. Whoever wins that battle for the championship for the year gets another $400,000. $250,000 goes to the runner-up. Big money, big pressure. We're ready to go racing right now in the Marlboro Challenge. Paul?
So there's a great deal of money and a most prestigious title on the line. 100 laps, 100 miles. Derek Daly, you've driven in the Marlboro Challenge. What's the mindset of the drivers?
I know from 2 years ago, the mentality of the drivers is definitely different at an event like this. Now, Al Jr. said yesterday, normally if the oil light comes on, he takes care of the engine. He said here, if the oil light comes on, he drives it as hard as he can, and if it blows itself to pieces, so be it.
So they're lined up in the pit area at Pennsylvania International Raceway and waiting for the command that will send the challenge underway once again.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Set, ready to go. There's the front row. Al Unser Jr. on the outside of the front. Michael Andretti will start on the pole here. Not only do they take the 100 miles and distance, but they are required to make a pit stop. For a further update, let's go back to Gary Gerald.
Yes, indeed, Paul. There is one mandatory pit stop. Everybody has to complete 10 green flag laps before they can come into the pits. During the pit stop, you must change at least 2 tires, and then, of course, you will add fuel. Since it's the 100-mile distance, unless you're getting outstanding or unheard of mileage, you wouldn't be able to go 100 miles on the allotment here that they carry with the 40 gallons on board. So as far as strategy, most of these teams we think will wait as late as possible to duck in unless there's a yellow, change those 2 tires, get the fuel, and then hope that they've got enough fuel to go the distance, because virtually every crew chief has said fuel is going to be a concern in this 100-mile sprint today. Paul?
A special set of rules for a very special race, the Marlboro Challenge. An invitational for winners, pole sitters, and points leaders. 10 of the best the Indy cars have to offer. So as they begin to roll out now, we'll take a look at the starting grid for this, the 1990 Marlboro Challenge, brought to you by the Die Hard Battery. Now, with more power when you need it most. On the pole, Michael Andretti, the winner of the 1988 Challenge. And Al Unser Jr. will start to the outside, the defending champion and leading money winner in this Challenge Series. The second row on the inside, well, it's Rick Mears. His best finish in this very special event was 5th in 1988. And his teammate, Danny Sullivan, to the outside, twice a runner-up, but looking to cash in on the big prize this afternoon. The third row to the inside, Emerson Fittipaldi. His bid was foiled last year when he ran out of fuel on the final lap. And Ari Lyondike, who is making his 3rd start in this prestigious invitational event. The 4th row to the inside, Teo Fabi ran a strong 4th in his only challenge start just last year. And Bobby Rahal, the winner of the inaugural Marlboro Challenge in 1987. Mario Andretti on the inside of the last row finished 5th last year. And Eddie Cheever, the only rookie in today's star-studded field. So there's the lineup. We'll be back with the start right after these messages.
These championship-winning drivers have one thing in common: Goodyear Racing Eagles.